Hello everyone, today I'll be doing a solo Grandmaster run with Hunter. For my subclass, I'll be using Night Stalker. Here are the mods and fragments I'll be using this video. For my kinetic, I'll be using Crate. Next, I'll be using the Enigma glaive. For my exotic, I'll be using Galahorn. Helmet, I'll be using Ashes to Acid, Rocket Launcher, Ammo Finder, 5 Disciplined. Next, I'll be using Reactive Pulse, Unstoppable Glaive, Overload, Auto Rifle, and 5 Mobility. For my exotic, I'll be using 6 Coyote with Double Void Resistance and 10 Recovery and Font of Wisdom. For the legs, I'll be using the Rocket Launcher Scavenger, 5 Discipline, Powerful Friends, and Arc mod I'm forced to use. Next, I'll be using Loosen Finisher, Overload Grenades, Bomber, and 5 Mobility. So for this week, I decided to go for the Hunter 6 Coyote with Galahorn. This Nightfall is going to be a little slow. And there was good and bad things about using Galley, which I will talk about as we go to the cave and deal with the most annoying Overload champions you'll ever meet. So we're going to be introducing the Solar Overload and then the Void Overload, and then later on we'll be introduced with the one-shot Sniper Overload champion. So you saw there I quickly took down the Overload champion. It is super RNG if he's going to be jumping first or these Ravagers are going to be jumping first. It's a bit annoying at this first part, but then after this, then things get easier until the boss fight. Now there is this second Overload champion, and it loves to shoot Void. Void Seekers, yes, those. Even though I am using double Void Resistance, it can still melt you down if you just stand still. Which is why it's best to throw a nade or just spam Crate a bit. And then use double Galley and then try to use your finisher to get some of the heavy. And now these corrupted Wrath, right? Now these guys actually can one-shot you and burn you since we don't have any solar resistance to protect ourselves from getting one-shot. Yes, so those corrupted gold bars are extremely dangerous. Highly recommend you stay away from them and just pull back. Pull back where they'll run away from you. Say, alright Blitz, you got me, I'm out of here a little bit. Then you could just spam Galley and get rid of it. Now you notice I am not using Suppressing Glaive in this video. Reason is because I need Overload nades to deal with the boss. Well, Overload champion, etc. Now there will be this spawn with the RNG of if the Unstoppable is going to be on the right or left side. This is going to be a gamble of throwing your nade of which ones will have the most ads. I had bad luck in this video and the Unstoppable champion was at the right side instead of the left side. Now there is this mini boss that likes to splash volcano solar that can melt you if you're not careful. Now there's going to be around 3 of these snipers which they can one-shot you even with double void resistance, and I heard there is a bug with the snipers. Now with the power of the glaive bubble, the snipers can't one-shot you when you use the shield. So you will see me spamming a lot of the glaive bubble while shooting with the, of course, the champions, the raider snipers, the boss. That's only the reason why I'm using glaive. Even without suppressing glaive, I can still protect myself from getting one shot from the boss, from the volcano solar splash, or from the arc. I can protect myself from that. And mainly, the glaive basically saved my life throughout this entire Nightfall. Like with Galley, I just feel like you need a glaive just to be super safe. And I was trying to go to a creative loadout, but the punishment is doing a creative loadout instead of using the meta just takes way too much time. Honestly, I'd rather just use Osteo Will the Horde, if I have to be honest. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. There's gonna be this boss. You can use your super while having your glaive bubble to protect yourself from the volcano lava of death. That way he won't harm you and he'll be a jokeable, laughable boss. And I also recommend to put boss spec because you will need it for the final boss. And yes, there will be some time skips of me waiting for my super, and of course just spending 5 minutes of my life spamming glaive at the boss, which I will demonstrate how to do it. And of course time skip once I clear all the ads, etc, etc. You can tell that this Nightfall really irritates me of the teleportation bugs of RNG. Of every death attempt I tried, it's always a bug. Now this is the fun part. So in this one, I decided to abuse the power of invisibility. So I did pop the smoke and then do a dodge. So I can get at least 10 seconds of my life. Well, I would say 9 seconds. And just keep using invisibility and then just get the hell out of here. Now I could use the Graviton Exotic Helmet. I was debating of using that. I was trying to go for a different approach of focusing on the discipline. Well, basically the grenades. You know, that's why I didn't really put too much of the strength so much for this Nightfall. I just wanted to spam grenade, assets to assets, get my super over and over with the wisdom, with the font of wisdom well build. That was my idea. But it took a bit too long with the boss, and it was kind of getting on my nerves with the teleportation issues, and then with the bug snipers of the raiders can be frustrating. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, remember those nades? Yeah, I remember Hollow Layer. So those guys, those grenades can actually one-shot you. Even if you get close to it or even look at it, it will one-shot you. So you have to be aware and be careful of those grenades. You're gonna be dealing with the stalkers. You don't have to use Gallahorn, but I will be spamming a lot because I saw a lot of heavy bricks. So might as well spam it, and I am using Loosen Finisher. So I might as well spam and deal with the corrupted raiders. Now for this footage, I did have some trouble with Unstoppable Champion. It wasn't cooperating with me. In all my run attempts, it always cooperates, but for this one, and then, you know, migraine headache here and there. Friday the 13th, by the way, today's like bad luck. And it even made it worse, right? Unstoppable Champion wasn't working out. It kept hiding from the pillars, by the way. So then I had to actually use a lot of galley. Usually I use around 3, but I think I used almost all of it in this footage. So I had bad luck here, and it's alright, you know, things happen. Nobody's perfect. You know, I really just wanted to use 3 limited, by the way. Usually it's 3 for me, or 4, not everything, but Unstoppable Champion wasn't cooperating, and usually he just walks in the middle, but he didn't so much in this one. I am going to be spamming a lot of glaive and a lot of galley. So you can see here, he is like, nah, Blitz, I'm gonna hide over here in this wall. So he was hiding behind that wall and I couldn't get him. So I actually had to bait him by using a rocket, and it was so annoying over here. So I was trying again. Nope, he's still hiding. Like usually he cooperates, but he did not cooperate in this footage. So plan B, by the way, was just turn invisible and then just go all the way from the far left side and deal with the boss. That was my plan B, by the way. I was trying to make the unstoppable champion to move, and then my glaive ammo was kind of low, so I was trying to bait this unstoppable, and he wasn't working out. It was probably the worst luck I ever had in all my runs. So I tried again. He's just moving so slow. Like, hurry up, unstoppable champion. Just stand in the middle so I can use galley. He was getting absolutely horrendous, ridiculous, and I was getting very impatient. It's like, hurry up. I pull back just to see if I do have some heavy bricks at the back, way back. So this is plan C. Plan C, look for some heavy bricks. And I swear I did saw a couple of heavy bricks around here when I was dealing with the first mini boss. Then I'm back to 6 ammo. Well, here we go again. Time to bait the unstoppable champion with Gallahorn. Now I know you're thinking, why don't you just use MsBlitzVI? I was gonna use it, but then I changed my mind because I wanted to mess around with the glaive and then with Gallahorn. You see, I was trying to go for a creative build, you know, and this is the punishment, and this is one of the reasons why I don't really like doing creative builds on Grandmaster, because it's time consuming. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Champions are buggy, by the way. Even though you stagger it with a nade, sometimes it doesn't work. Or you're staggering with unstoppable hand cannon or pulse rifle, sometimes it doesn't work. It really irritates me. Oh yeah, and teleportation. Well, we'll talk about that later. So here, I decided to throw my nade, and we have suppression or suppression grenades. Use my finisher, pull back, and then deal with this buggy Overload champion. So this is the Void Seeker Overload champion. Yes, I gave them names because there's 3 types of Overload champions in this Nightfall. Isn't that cute? You know, they actually have different abilities. You know, we got the psychopathic solar Overload champion, then we got the Void Seeker, which the one we're taking down. Then we got the sniper one-shot Overload champion, which it can one-shot you unless you're using glaive and you protect yourself with the glaive bubble. Then the sniper can't harm you while having your glaive bubble. That's the only reason why I want to use glaive, and I honestly like glaive. And because I don't have to hold the pulse rifle or the hand cannon for a couple of seconds just for an unstoppable shot to activate. Because there's times where the champion, even though the game says they stagger it, it's still moving, and then you have to stagger it again with a pulse and then a hand cannon. It was just a mess. So I just decided to switch glaive. Plus, another reason is, well, I got fed up using hand cannon pulse rifle. Glaive is still new for this season. Glaive is introduced, by the way. Might as well just take advantage of it for this season. Now I am going to turn invisible and go a different approach, by the way. Because we're using glaive and galley, right, and Hunter probably has the worst defense compared to the Titan and Warlock. I just had to go to a different approach of dealing with these corrupted captains. So, you know, I use tether, galley, galley. So I did dodge, by the way, because it is burning my Hunter. You see that? My poor Hunter. If only I had a Bastion Titan or a Warlock. Healing Rift, you know, I wouldn't be on red health. Right? But you can't go here and Titan Warlock. Yeah, you can. You can, actually. I just haven't messed around too much of it. I wanted to go for the Hunter just to get it completed. And I want to go for a creative loadout, but it was just time consuming and annoying. So once you do, especially take down the corrupted, add Scorn, etc., then the Overload champion's gonna move, right? It's gonna move on a perfect spot where you could just throw your nade, use Gallahorn, and then be on your way. Oh yeah, remember about the 3 types of the Overload champions? Yeah, let me introduce you the Sniper One-Shot Overload champion. What does it do, Blitz? I don't understand. So this one actually spams Sniper, and that's why I move over here, so actually I can have 2 options to deal with the Overload champion instead of me being trapped at the front door and then the champion is like spamming Sniper over and over. Even though you go to a different area, it's still gonna keep sniping. So that's why I went to that specific spot. I mean, it's perfect for Will-O-The-Wisp, Osteo, you name it. Probably the best spots ever for this section. Now we're gonna be clearing the corruption and go to the teleportation, almost like prophecy, kinda. But first things first, I must collect, and then I have full ammo of heavy. So always remember, when there's a lot of heavy bricks, spam Gjallarhorn. Might as well, because for this season you have Loosened Finisher. Take advantage of it. Now if there was no Loosened Finisher, right, I probably would switch to a different exotic, to be honest. But since for this season we're using Loosened Finisher, right, with getting heavy on the Loosened Hive or the champions, then you might as well abuse it. Abuse it. Just abuse it. Abuse Galley of your life. Just like abusing Linear Fusion, Threaded Needle. Abuse Deathbringer. Abuse Anarchy. Actually, Anarchy wouldn't be that good for this Nightfall, not so much. But yes, just abuse it. There's gonna be around 4 raiders, and they do these Void Seekers, which melts really bad for your hunter. Unless you can boost up the resistance and the recovery for the hunter, but you kinda need mobility for the 6 Coyote. So it's gonna be really tough to put high resistance and recovery for your hunter when you're mainly trying to have the disciplined tier to be at least 9. You're probably wondering why I'm waiting. It's because I need to throw my nade. I need to double check, see what's going on with these scripts. So you notice I am going a bit slow for this one because I just wanted to get it done and my head was killing me, to be honest. So depending how many ads you take down, there will be more scripts that will be spawning. Now, because I'm using crate, and let's be honest, all auto rifles are so ridiculously, the DPS is just horrible. Unless you're using Osteo, right? Or powerful exotic, then this will be no problem. But because I'm using crate and mainly it's just for the champions, not for clearing ads so much, I had to jump left and right just to deal with the scripts where, you know, I could use something else just to make life easier a bit. So now I'm gonna be throwing my nade. And then we're gonna be introducing, oh my god, this is another one. I forgot about this one. So let me introduce you the Arc Seeker Overload champion. So remember Hollow Layer? Remember when we had to spam bows or scouts? You know, dealing with the Arc Seeker champion. You know, in Hollow Layer, we had to deal with 2 of them at the Pacific Room. Yeah, they're back. So yeah, there's 4 different types of Overload champions. Isn't this fantastic? They really want to introduce you the old fellas of the Overload champions in this Nightfall. So there'll be 2 unstoppable champions. You can use your super, by the way, if you want to. Here, I just want to use it when I see any ads that will spawn in the middle. Or push towards the middle. If you are using Galley, just make sure you're not too close to the champion while using Galley, because you don't want Gjallarhorn to send you back to orbit. Now that would probably be the most frustrating, sad moment And we don't want that to happen, alright? We don't want to go for 1k of accidentally shooting yourself and then getting your character, your guardian, sending back to orbit. So we don't want that to happen. So right now I'm just scouting, making sure everything's alright. And I am spamming glaive and looking left and right. I was just trying to figure out where these champions are because they can two-shot you with the electric. So I was just trying to be very cautious. You can see that one champion saw me was shooting electric lightning, so I was just trying to be a little bit careful with this because I do want to take advantage of the loosened finisher so I can get a lot of heavy. That way, more heavy, more spamming champions. Well, champions and ads. I mean, you might as well just spam galley on the ads if you see so many heavy bricks. Might as well take advantage of it because the auto rifle crate isn't really good for ad clearing so much. It's okay, but you have to be very careful, especially dealing with the stalkers, because if you're just not focusing on what they're doing, you're gonna wind up getting one shot by the grenades from these stalkers if you're not paying attention while using crate. Alright, so now there's gonna be another raider. It's gonna teleport from the left side, I think. Yes, I was right. I was guessing, by the way. You know, sometimes he goes left or tries to go in front of you and shoot these void seekers. And now we're gonna be dealing with capturing the plates. I went back because I just want to see if there's any heavy. But no heavy. I mean, 6 is enough, by the way. It doesn't really matter because you can get more heavy from the Double Champion later on. So now I'm going to be capturing these plates and ignore everything. Now, there's these void bosses, right? And they're not champions, therefore there's really no need for the hunter to deal with the mini boss. So you could just go and turn invisible, pop a smoke, and then just claim this plate. Make sure you time your dodge. But like I said, if you don't like 6 Coyote, just use Graviton, exotic helmet. If you don't like 6 Coyote. I'm using 6 Coyote just to get bomber, right? To get my nade a little bit more faster. And I thought maybe I'll just use 6 Coyote because I got tired of using Graviton, and that's just me, by the way. Now we're going to be claiming the other plate, by the way. So I'm going to go claim the plate, wait for these ads to spawn a little bit. I want to wait a little longer since my invisibility isn't that strong compared to Graviton, by the way. Because Graviton would be very easy. You'll have more seconds of invisibility. 6 Coyote, you really have to time it right. You can see here I'm trying to time it right. Get as much invisibility as I can. Once this is done, then I'll get the hell out of here. Alright, bye guys. I'm out of here. I don't want to deal with clearing down these ads. I just want a completion, to be honest. Now let's deal with the Unstoppable Champion. So this one, I like to throw a nade and then pull back. Pull back because I don't have my glaive on, you know, in case he shoots electric arc lightning on me. And it can two-shot me since we don't have arc resistance. It could be a problem. So I did pull back a bit. I was just waiting for the boss, well, the Unstoppable Champion to move. By the way, he can teleport, so you have to make sure you know where he's going. Also, look at your radar. Yes, for some reason in this GM you have a radar, but before someone says, well, it makes it easier. Yes, but they teleport. Sometimes the radar cannot pick up when they teleport, by the way. ads, raiders, etc, etc. So you always have to see and hear the footsteps, etc, etc, of what they're doing, because sometimes the radar can betray you, and it happened to me, by the way. I probably will upload the epic fail of what I'm talking about, and you'll see what I mean. By the way, you'll be like, oh, I see, Blitz. So now we're gonna go to the second teleportation room. Now these corrupted, they're stasis, they can freeze you, so just make sure you have your glaive, make sure you have it while having the glaive bubble and shoot them, because they're very dangerous. They can freeze you, they can one-shot you, it's not fun. And now, spam galley. Spam galley is not worth it of just using auto rifle, trust me, I tried it. So another cool way to get more heavy is when you do use galley, quickly switch to crate. And for some reason it will count as damage, it will count as auto rifle damage. And then you can have a chance of getting heavy bricks. It's weird. I mean, I tried this method and it seems to be working. Look, I got heavy while using Gallahorn and then I quickly switched to crate. Works well. More heavy, more galley spam. Oh yeah, remember this guy? So let me introduce you the Void Sniper once again. Now this guy can one-shot you unless you're using a glaive bubble, but make sure you take him down. And yes, there are bugs, right, as you saw there, that they will quickly regenerate their health. And this can be a problem. Yeah, I remember the bugs of Corrupted, the old Corrupted, where you stagger the Overload champion, right? And then it keeps regenerating his health once the stagger is gone. Yeah, isn't this fun? Now this boss does the same freaking thing. Isn't this great? Bugs. I love it. I love bugs. It's fantastic. So you need to quickly take him down, by the way. I was going to use my finisher, Lucent finisher, but I way overkilled him. But you know it's worth it. Honestly, these snipers, they're just hard work. So if you don't have a lot of galley, etc, just use your super. It's not worth it, by the way. Totally not worth it. Because those guys can one-shot you, and it's just a big problem. So for this area, I didn't use any galley, which is why this part's gonna be a little slow. So my plan, by the way, was to get as much heavy bricks as I can. Because the bridge, right, if everyone remembers the bridge, there are 2 unstoppable champions, 2 major big bosses, and you need a lot of heavy. Like, you need a lot of Threaded Needle, Gallahorn, Deathbringer, you know, etc, etc. It's pretty massive. It's very massive, so for me, I have to spam glaive a little bit, not too much, because I need glaive for unstoppable champions. And I have to try my best to use crate. Now this part can be tricky because I need to take down these stalkers first. Once I take down these stalkers, then I'll go on top of their red little platform and deal with these overload champions. So yeah, these overload champions can actually shoot, well, throw these solar and these arc little charges, which they can be very frustrating to deal with. And yeah, things can be a problem. So I was just trying to take down these stalkers because they're very annoying to deal with. At the same time, I'm spamming crate. So once all the ads are down, hopefully, because I don't want them to throw fire. Remember those void nades that when you look at it, you get one shot? Yeah, so here's the problem. If I don't take down those stalkers, they're going to throw these void nades. And for me, just looking at it, you know, I get one shot. Done, back to orbit. That's why I'm taking down the stalkers first. I know it's a slow method, but I have to be safe. really don't want to go back to Orb and start all over again, to be honest. Now I am going to be spamming crate. So you can see there's Focus Fury, we get additional DPS damage. And mainly, I just wanted to spam Loosen Finisher. That's why I'm not really using Gallahorn for this one. I want to save as much heavy as I can. And you can see how annoying it is to deal with 2 Overload champions when you can't use Galley. Yeah, it can be a problem, right? So now I have to start all over again because this specific champion, right, the one, it's called the Void Seeker Overload champion, he immune the second one. And then now I have to start all over again. It's just perfect. I love this Nightfall. It's the best, right? Yeah, I know this is gonna take a while. Oh my god, Blizz, this is horrible. I know, right? They're so tanky. They're so annoying. We got this Void on the left, right side. He's shooting these Void Seekers. I gotta go and just turn invisible to get some heavy. See, reason why I'm going slow over here, I need heavy. Need a lot of heavy bricks. That's the only way I can deal with the bridge. Without heavy bricks, I'm pretty much done. And what I mean done is I'm gonna be stuck of these stalkers spamming void nades, and then we got this boss spamming, you know, the lava solar splash, etc, etc. It's just not fun, not worth it, so it's best to just save as much heavy bricks as you can in this room. And then deal with the bridge easier, you know? I don't want to deal with Unstoppable Champion spamming arc from far distance if I go too close to the middle of the bridge. I don't want to deal with that. No way. It's a nightmare. I want to go the easiest, safest method possible for the bridge. Because we only have Galley and Glaive, and Crate is only for champions, so definitely make sure you save your super, nades, and now I am going to be spamming a lot of Galley. So first things first, there's these stalkers. They throw Void Nade, by the way. So I definitely wanted to take advantage and just take down this first mini boss. He's shooting arc, well, Void Seekers. He's still not, you know, taken down. Then we got this corrupted dude with the Void Shield. I'm trying my best to spam Galley. And then I pull back and grab a little bit more of heavy bricks in the storage, I guess. I guess I'll call into the storage since I do have a couple of heavy bricks saved up just in case this happens. So now we got this guy. He loves to dodge, by the way, even with glaive. So now I deal with that one. And I tried to use Galley while switching to crate so I can at least get some heavy. It seems to be working. You know, I was starting to get some heavy bricks, and now we got this guy dodging my glaive attack. My goodness. This guy really doesn't want to die. Like, I'm trying to take down this guy with the glaive. He's like, nah, dodge. Like, this guy has skills. He got skills over here. What is this? This is ridiculous. You know, I really wish I had suppressing glaive just to blind him and then use Galley, but I couldn't. I needed overload nades for the hunter. I'm gonna pop the shield and then try my best to use crate, even though crate, it'd be very dangerous to use crate. But I had no choice. So I don't want to go across the middle bridge yet, because if I go across the middle bridge, then these unstoppable champions are going to shoot arc from far distance. Then they're going to teleport more, by the way. And it's going to be a nightmare. Like, no way. I don't want to deal with that, right? No, no, no. I want to go the easy route. So I decided to pick up heavy bricks and then try my best to at least take down one champion. Once I do take down the first unstoppable champion, then I can do as much DPS as I can for the second one. Get loosened finisher, get heavy bricks, and then I'll be happy. Right? We'll be safe. So I'm trying really hard to not make the mini boss from the back to notice me. Because here's the weird thing, which I don't understand and I still don't. So if you go up close to the bridge, these unstoppable champions will teleport a lot and shoot arc from far distance from the bridge or where you're standing. Like where I'm standing right now, if I go in the middle and then pull back, they're gonna shoot arc at me. Not only that, we got this lava boss, right? He can shoot lava all the way to the end of the bridge. I'm not even joking or over-exaggerating. I'm serious. It's ridiculous. Why can he... How come the boss, the mini-boss, how can he shoot lava from far away, all the way from the door, all the way off the bridge? No joke, by the way. I'm serious. He does that when he sees you and if you get too close to the middle of the bridge. That's why I'm just taking my time here and I just want to deal with this unstoppable champion for far distance, and I don't want to deal with the lava boss from spamming the solar at me, and they melt. It melts so bad it's not even funny. It's not even funny, to be honest. I know it sounds hilarious, but trust me, it's not a fun experience. I know it because I have seen it on Master and I have experienced it on GM. So now I decided to pull back, just see if I actually do have some heavy bricks. Looked like I didn't have anything. I was like, oh no, it's alright. I got plan B. I have plan B, by the way. Because plan B is super. Plus, the unstoppable champion is on finisher mode. So everything is going perfectly, right? But a little slow, to be honest, because on my other attempts, I made it to the boss around 29, 28 minutes, but for this one, I think it was 38 or 37. I don't remember, by the way. You can see here, I pop a smoke, and I'm gonna go and use my finisher. Now be aware that the boss can teleport. This guy can teleport, so be very careful with him. Alright, so once I take down the unstoppable champion, now I can actually have an easier time with the boss. Now always remember to always switch to your glaive. I didn't do that, it was my mistake. I should have had my glaive ready and then have my shield already done while shooting glaive while using super. That was a mistake. I could have died there, to be honest, because the boss's damage of the lava solar, it can melt you. It's pretty bad, to be honest. So highly recommend always have your glaive ready. Always pop the shield, the glaive bubble to protect yourself from the solar lava. So you won't have any problems of a silly death. You don't want to go super, right? Use your super and then you die because you didn't switch to your glaive. And because your hunter's resistance and recovery isn't that strong, you have to be very cautious. Now let's go to the boss fight. Yes, the boss fight. This is going to be interesting, right? Alright, so over here was a little bit slow, I'll be honest. And I was having bad luck. Right? And I will say that I will time skip when it's just me and the boss. I will tell you what I did because it was basically me of spamming glaive for 5 minutes. Glaive and nade for 5 minutes. Let's be honest, nobody wants to see me spam glaive for 5 minutes at the boss. So mainly what I did over there is I threw a nade and I got extremely lucky. This never really happens, by the way. I throw a nade, stagger the overload champion, use 2 galleys, use my super, right? Well, I didn't use my super. What am I talking about? I didn't use my super. I just use Overload Nade, 2 galleys, finisher, and then I'm going to be taking my time over here. So there's going to be 7 waves of ads and a lot. So mainly in the beginning of the spawn there will be snipers, raiders. You notice over here there's no snipers. Reason why is because I took down the snipers. And that's why I spam galley. Always spam galley in the beginning of the spawn because these snipers can actually see you while you turn invisible. So whenever you pop the smoke, they will keep sniping that specific spot. And sometimes you can run, right? And then you're passing through where the smoke spot is, even from far distance. They'll still shoot you while you're invisible, which is why I highly recommend to spam galley or Wildehorde or Ordeal, you know, etc, etc. Now for here, we're playing cat and mouse, we're playing hide and seek, because we got these stalkers, we got these solar ads that can melt you. I think they're called Ravagers, excuse for my pronunciation, and they can follow you. So another thing I like to mention is they teleport. They're very buggy, so you're probably wondering why am I spamming the emote. Well, I need to see where they are. But Blitz, you could use the radar. Pfft. Yeah, I could. Yeah, right. You know, I could use it. Yeah, I do use it, but here's the problem. They teleport. The radar can betray you. So sometimes if you don't use your emote and you're just paying attention only to radar, they can teleport behind you or to the side and then one-shot you. It happened to me, by the way. It's not funny. Okay, it is funny, to be honest. But seriously, it happened to me. The radar betrayed me. It said, oh, there's nothing. And then all of a sudden, one red blink, boom, died. Didn't have time to turn invisible. Didn't have time for anything. So just to let you know, the radar can betray you in this Nightfall, well, in this boss fight. And the teleportation. The boss can sometimes see you, by the way, when you turn invisible, which is why I am going to the opposite direction, outer opposite, not going across in the middle of the map, because he can stomp you while you turn invisible, and the stomp can one-shot you. So you always have to be distant from the boss. And yes, I am talking a lot. I'm trying to explain how this boss mechanic works. You know, because I don't want you to die here and say, Blitz, he didn't say this. He didn't tell me this. Blitz, he didn't tell me. So now you know. So another thing, bad thing about 6 Coyote is you have to be a little close to the boss or ads, right? You have to make sure you have your smoke back, or if you don't have your smoke, you have to hide somewhere and then cry, spam your emote or any other emote, and then deal with the boss. Now we cleared out all the ads, right? And now I'm going to be showing you of this method. This one took a long time, to be honest. Even though I put boss spec, it still was taking a long time to deal with it. And this is basically the patience mode. Unless you're using Ordeal or Wildehorde, then the DPS for this part will be way more faster. So what I'm doing over here is I'm throwing a nade, spamming glaive while popping the bubble. Dodge, go to the opposite direction. Once I go to the opposite direction, I'm going to be waiting patiently to see where the boss is. So I do see him tethered, so I wait. I wait for his tether to go away, by the way. And once it's go away, I'm either going to wait for my nade, or if I don't want to, as you can see here, I'm going to be using glaive, use the glaive bubble, and then just turn invisible and get out of the way. So now you're probably thinking, why don't you just stand in one side? Well, I tried it, but sometimes he tries to move close and then stomps, which is ridiculous. So I thought it'd be better, since we're using glaive and we don't have Bastion, right, for the Titan, we don't have healing rift for the Warlock, and our recovery and resistance is pretty low for a Hunter. It's just best to go mid-distance DPS at the boss. And then just turn invisible, hide, regain your dodge, etc, etc, and then just spam glaive. That's basically what I'm doing. And of course use your super if you have it. So glaive, glaive, bubble, and then turn invisible. I mean, that's the only thing the hunter can do. I mean, we don't have bashing, we don't have healing rift. We have the glaive with the bubble. We can pretend to be a titan for a little while, right? So now I'm going to be waiting for my tether again. So I'm going to show one more time and then do a mini time skip, by the way. So now you're going to make sure the boss is not looking at you. I'm going to throw a nade, do it again, glaive, shoot, 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 turn invisible, and make sure the boss doesn't get near you because you don't want the boss to stomp you. Now he's too close. You can see here, he's way too close. So if he's too close over here, don't use your glaive, just turn invisible, pull back. It's too dangerous. I think I was risky here. I was way too risky here. So you can see here, he almost stomped me. See, this is why you must do DPS mid distance, not close. Because you saw there that he almost one-shot me because I was being greedy. So make sure you do mid DPS, not close up, because he'll walk up to you and stomp you, and it's not fun. Gonna do a mini time skip. After spending 5 minutes of my life, now I can actually use my super. And now we're gonna go to the teleportation where we were before. Another cool method you can do over here, and of course we're shooting down the scripts. Just pull back. There is a wall, by the way. So there's no need of fear of falling down to a pit for this specific area right now where I'm standing. So if the scripts do push, just keep pulling back while spamming. Great. Now yes, I am going to be spamming galley because I saw heavy brick and might as well use it. Might as well use it because these raiders melt really bad, and I'm spamming a lot of glaive bubble because glaive bubble protects you from these raiders. And trust me, trying to use crate with those raiders, not a fun experience. I wouldn't do it unless you're using Horde or Osteo. Yeah, go ahead, but if you're not, I would use glaive or galley. I was just checking over here because there's around 4 raiders, and what the cool thing about glaive, right, is even though you can stand here, right, you can stand over here and then just do DPS from long distance. Even though the damage downfall, the DPS isn't the greatest, but at least it gets it done. I mean, let's be honest, it's better than auto rifle. I mean, imagine trying to use an auto rifle at that specific distance where I was standing previously. Not a fun experience, trust me, you don't want to do that. So, over here, I want to make sure the 4 raiders are taken down. That way, when I stand here, they're not going to teleport like, hey, Blitz! And then they spam these Void Seekers, and it's not going to be fun. I really hate when they do that, so that's why I highly recommend the spam galley or Horde, etc., to deal with the boss. Or I would say threaded needle, etc., to deal with the raiders. Because sometimes you'll be off guard and then you use your dodge, right? But then you're gonna fall down. We don't want that to happen. I don't want you to have that experience. It never happened to me. But I already can picture other players having that problem of a surprise attack from the raiders. Surprise blitz! And then you dodge because you're on red health and then you die. We get to deal with the Arc. Yes, the Arc. Fantastic. I love it. The Arc Seeker. Overload champion. These guys are dangerous. Now, just to let everyone know, if the boss is damaging you, pull back. It's not worth it. Trust me. You can see here, one tiny shot. Tiny. That was just one little arc bolt. Splash damage. He did almost half of my health. I don't know about you guys, but that's way too powerful. That's ridiculous. So always pull back if you get damage. and try to melt him. Now, if you don't have any galley, etc., you can use your super, by the way, if you are having trouble with this boss. I mean, it's not worth trying to save your heavy. You can use your super if you want to, especially if you don't have any nades, etc., or staggering, or having trouble with this specific boss. Another cool thing about this portal is you can actually wait for your super, which is really, really cool. So I do like that for a fact, you know, compared to Light Blade, because Light Blade you have nowhere to breathe, but you can actually breathe, right, in this specific area, where you can just wait for your super, wait for your heavy, etc. So now we're going to be going to the teleporter back to the room, and we're going to be introduced by Unstoppable Champion and then the Ogre Scorn. Now I decided to pull back here because first things first, I want to deal with the Ogre. The Ogre is evil right there. I want to take him down first and then deal with Unstoppable Champion and then clear down the ads, etc. Depending how they're going to be walking around, depending how they're going to behave. So you'll see the boss walking around, right? And then I see him. I see that annoying Ogre. Once I take him down, now I can breathe a little bit because every time I go to this boss room, if I don't take down this Ogre Scorn, he's gonna melt me because sometimes I want to do DPS at the boss while the champion, but then the ogre is like, not blitz, and then it shoots 2 of these electric, and then I'm back to orbit. It has happened to me before because I was trying to be, once again, greedy. I was trying to be greedy, I was trying to take him down, get it over it, but then didn't work out. So now there's going to be 7 waves of ads, just like last time. There's really no infinite waves of ads. I thought it was, by the way, because I was thinking of switching to Dynamo, since I have 6 Coyote. That was my another plan B method for this boss room, but then I decided, alright, I'll just go Ashes to Acids. Now, if I didn't have the high grenade, then maybe I would have switched to Domino, to be honest, just to get my super a little quicker. So we're going to be dealing with these ads. There's these wretches, these tanky ads, which I highly recommend. Just spam galley. Just spam galley. It's not even worth trying to use glaive or crate, because the boss, if he sees you, the boss, he's going to try to teleport in front of you and then stomp you. You don't want that to happen. We already saw what happened previously, remember? When I was trying to be greedy, right? With the glaive DPS, and then it walk a little close and then try to stomp me. So you can see here, we haven't taken down the Unstoppable Champion. I'm trying to find a good spot to do DPS. That's what I'm trying to do over here. I see him. I was like, okay, should I take him down? Then I saw this Scorn from the left, and I saw ads from the right. It wasn't looking good, so I had to pull back, try again. So I'm hiding over here. I'm like, okay, where's the Unstoppable Champion? Because the champion seemed to be hugging around the boss, which is not good. Then we got these frozen high worms in the way. Well, good protection for a while. So I saw the Unstoppable Champion, I used my super, didn't do so well. That was unfortunate. So I had to back away. It was bad luck. My gosh. See, this is what happens when you have a lot of ads spreading around. Your tether winds up hitting the ads instead of the boss. Happens many times, by the way. It's very, very frustrating. So now I'm going to go to this other side, try again, because I need to take down this Unstoppable Champion, or we're just going to play cat and mouse all day, basically. So I saw him moving from the right side, and I was trying to figure out, how am I going to deal with this boss, because we got these fire dudes, these wretches, these guys can one-shot me, and we got this boss standing and walking around, looking left and right. So I was just thinking, it's like, okay, maybe if I throw a nade and then go to the opposite direction, I can go and see where the unstoppable champion is. So that's what I did over here, by the way. And I saw him. I was like, wow, look at that. I see him. He's slowly walking towards the boss. So I was just trying to bait over here, and yes, I am going very slow. So I saw these guys pushing, so I went to the other side. And I'm trying to find a good angle. So here's the problem. You have to find a good angle to do DPS and stuff on a champion. You don't want to use galley, then you have an ad blocking your way, and then you get one shot by your rocket. That's not going to be a fun experience, so I don't want that to happen. So I was just trying to see where the boss is, well, that's champion. And it was going on and on. He keeps moving, you know, of where I was standing previously. I didn't have my smoke, so you're probably thinking, why did I jump like that awkwardly? I thought I had a smoke, but I didn't, so it wasn't looking good for my character, which is why, you know, graviton really helps for the boss fight. And I decided to go over here to deal with the... So yeah, we're basically playing cat and mouse, because I'm trying to find a good angle to deal with Unstoppable Champion, and yes, it's taking a long time. Like, Jesus, oh my traveler and the speaker. The Unstoppable Champion's not cooperating. Right now I'm just spamming my emote, because I was trying to figure out, like, where is this Unstoppable Champion? I couldn't see him, by the way. I mean, the radar says middle, but there's ads. So I was like, okay, maybe I should move and see where he is. So you can see here, playing cat and mouse once again. Trying to figure out, how am I gonna deal with this Unstoppable Champion? He is just walking randomly in different directions close to the boss. I was trying to make him separate from the boss because the Gallahorn could shoot the boss instead of the champion, which is not a good sign. So finally this boss is cooperating. Now I can actually, you know, make some progress for this specific area. So now I am once again trying to see where the ads are. Looks like the boss is shooting void. Look at that. We got this guy trying to one-shot me. Isn't that fantastic? See, this is why I spam my emote. I don't trust the radar. The radar sometimes can betray you. It's not fun. You saw there. For some reason that Pacific ad saw me and it was trying to one-shot me. So now I see the Unstoppable Champion. I forgot to reload, my bad. I wish I reload, I could have took down that champion right away. My mistake on that. So yeah, we're basically playing Metal Gear Solid. This is just amazing. This is fun, isn't it? Yep, we got the boss. And then now I can finally make some progress. Yay, progress, Blitz! Alright, now we can actually take our time clearing the ads. You know, after spending 3 minutes of trying to play cat and mouse Metal Gear Solid with the Unstoppable Champion, now we can actually, you know, spam our grenades, turn invisible, just get rid of these ads so we could actually do DPS at the boss. This is so fun! I'm having a lot of fun. So yeah, just spam galley. I would just spam galley, to be honest. It's not worth it. You can also throw your nades, etc, or you could spam Will the Horde, you know, etc, Osteo with no aim. it helps. So right now I'm just trying to play slow, just looking and browsing, because we don't want those wretches right there. We don't want them to one-shot you. It's gonna be a nightmare. It's not gonna be fun. So make sure you clear down all the ads and then deal with the boss, because these guys can one-shot you and it's not a fun experience. Oh yeah, did I mention they can teleport and be buggy? Yes, they can. Isn't that just amazing? Yes, sometimes, like I said, radar betrays you and they can go behind you and then one-shot you. It's not fun, by the way. Had it happen to me many times where I was just focusing on the radar, wasn't really paying attention to the map. And now we're going to be dealing with more waves of ads. So here, wanted to use galley, but I didn't have galley. So I had to pull back. Saw heavy bricks. I saw heavy bricks, right? And then I decided to go and try to spam galley again. So I was emoting the cry, because that's basically how I felt throughout this entire Nightfall. I just felt like I wanted to cry. It was just torture waiting. I hate the waiting game, to be honest. I really despise doing the waiting game, because that's something that I did for Hollow Layer of the waiting game, and now I'm doing it again for this specific Nightfall. So yeah, make sure you clear down all the ads and then deal with the boss. Yes, I know this is slow. I mean, I could use my super, but I wanted to use my super for the boss. Now, I did turn invisible. I was just trying to see where the boss is so I actually can, spend 5 minutes of my life spamming glaive. So everything looks good. Finally, right? Finally, Blitz. Yes, finally I can actually do some DPS at the boss. So now once you cleared out all the ads, all the 7 waves of suffering, now you can actually deal with the boss. So I did have to dodge, and yes, I will do a many time skip very soon. So basically, once again, you just turn invisible, make sure the boss is not looking at you, and make sure you do DPS at mid distance, not close, because he's going to walk up to you and stomp you, and it's not going to be fun. You're not going to enjoy it. You're going to hate this Nightfall. So 1, 2, 3, and then dodge the opposite direction. I want the boss to shoot in a different direction. So I was just seeing where the boss is, because sometimes he'll try to stomp you when you turn invisible, and it's not fun. Trust me. After spending 5 minutes of glaive spam, now I actually can, have my super, I use it, and then I use the glaive, right? So now we're going to be at the last teleportation, dealing with the raiders, lurkers, these void seekers, and there's going to be these corrupted ravagers. Now I was a little nervous over here, so I did kind of scattered around here because I didn't have my nade, by the way. Because I didn't have my nade, I just went back and forth, right? I was trying to see if I can deal with them around this angle, but it didn't look good. So I decided to pull back and then just use galley. Just spam galley, to be honest. I did have my nade, but I don't think I used it. I'm trying to remember at the moment. I have a little headache. I have a little headache at the moment, so I didn't use my nade. I think I was saving it for the Overload Champion, by the way. So once you take down all these Ravagers, etc., now we got these Raiders. Yeah, these guys. So when you use Galahorn, make sure you switch to crate so you can get a high chance to get another heavy brick. A big maybe. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I sensed that there was one more ad, and it's a raider with the Void Seeker. Yes, isn't this great? See, this is why I take advantage of the glaive bubble. It helps a lot. You know, it saves me from going back to orbit. So now what we're gonna do over here is deal with the last kinda last. I wouldn't say last, but the most dangerous Overlord champion in this entire Nightfall. I hate this Overlord champion because he can one-shot me. He's evil. Pure evil. But seriously, make sure you have a nade or something strong DPS, weapons to deal with this boss, because he is dangerous. He will one-shot your whole team, by the way, so make sure you take him down. Accidentally overkill him, but it's worth it, by the way. It's worth it. Like, if you can't get heavy from him, it's okay. Like, it's totally not worth it. He's just too dangerous, that boss. Now I'm going to do a time skip here because I was waiting for my super. Alright, so this is going to be the last teleportation. Probably the most dangerous phase throughout this entire Nightfall, where we're going to have an Overlord champion, a couple of corrupted majors, and raiders. Yes, these void-seeking raiders. I remember there are snipers here. I could be mistaken, by the way. I don't remember at the moment. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of things going on. And this is probably the most annoying phase. Where remember we had these Ravagers, Wretches, etc. Now we got these Raiders and they teleport left and right. You know, they use their animation through the smoke. And then we got these Overlord champion hugging around the boss. I really hate this part. You have to play slow for this part because anytime you can be distracted and then they can go behind you and it's not going to be a fun experience. Now, at the same time, you have to be careful with the boss. Now, this is the phase where the boss can easily stomp you while you're invisible. So, you have to be very careful with the boss. At the same time, always go to a opposite direction outer of the room. Because sometimes the boss can, like I said, can stop you while you're invisible and it's not fun. Now over there you saw there that I could have spammed my Gallahorn and, you know, take him down. I didn't because there were too many ads and then the galley could hurt me. I didn't want to risk it. I just want to get this run done, to be honest. It was just way too much. These raiders and then with the Overlord champion walking around. So right now what I'm doing over here is I'm just turning invisible. I'm just trying to scout out what's going on. So remember those raiders? Now we're having these stasis dudes, right? Ravagers, if I remember. Now they can easily chase you. And yes, teleportation is just lovely, isn't it? So you have to be very careful with those guys because they are extremely dangerous. So a lot of things are going on here. Now I could use my Gallahorn, but I need 2 rockets to deal with the Overlord champion. So I couldn't really do DPS at the Overlord champion, which is bad luck for me. So right now I am just looking, by the way. Mainly what I was trying to do over there is I was trying to clear down the ads with Galley, but the Overlord champion got in the way. You know, if I had 2 rockets, you know, I could have taken him down. But couldn't do it. Need 2 galley rockets and a nade. You know, I don't want to risk it. I don't want to use 2 galleys and then crate. Because I feel like they're going to teleport me again. Happened to me. I'll be distracted and then I'll get one shot. It's just not a fun experience. Trust me, it's not worth it. Just always wait for your nade. And then if you have Gallahorn, then take down Overlord champion. If you don't, then just focus on the ads. And also just spam nades. Spam nades. And if you want to use your super, since we have ashes to assets, then use it. Use your super. Spam super. Another method you can do is if you do want to take down an Overlord champion, just wait for your super and then wait for your nade, and then you can melt the overload champion. Since we are on a Voida Q, so we do 20%, well 25% more damage on our super and weapon, etc, etc. That's why I was using glaive, by the way, because I can do 25% more damage with the glaive, and that's why I put boss spec. So yeah, isn't that fun? So yeah, we're just running around in circles. I saw these stasis dudes and it wasn't looking good. So I decided to rotate around like clockwise because it wasn't looking good, to be honest. And they're scattered. And then we see the boss. The boss, I didn't trust him, so I tried my best to not go in the middle of the map. And then we're back to square one again. You can see that guy is just standing there. So I was like, okay, what if I throw my nade and then try again? So yeah, isn't this fantastic? We got all these ads huddling around from that direction. And yeah, it's so fun, right? Having the best day of my life. And once again, I'm gonna turn invisible, right? And I'm just spamming my emote and waiting for my dodge, because this is probably a bad situation at the moment. So yeah, you can see here, I was just waiting for my nade. I saw the overload champion. I wanted to take him down my super, but then he saw me, so I had to try again. So yeah, this is gonna be a slow run. And then I see this guy chasing me. Even though I turned invisible, he still saw me. So once again, I had to pull back, try again. And yes, I am trying to get my smoke dodge, and then we got that guy following me, and then we're back to that dude. So now I'm gonna go in once again, spam my cry emote. So yeah, you can see the frustration here. You have to put the champion the right angle. Let's be honest, you don't want to use your super, use your nade, and then you waste it. You know, that's not going to be fun, right? I will be upset. Anyone will get upset of that situation. Let's just be super honest. So now this looked like a good spot, but then I hesitated and he moved. He keeps moving around. It's so irritating. Jesus. Okay, I saw him. I decided to spam and then finisher and run. I ran for my life because I sensed the boss was there. You can see here, the boss loves to move around and he will try his best to stomp you. So now we took down the annoying overload champion. Yay, right? Yay. Now we can actually clear down the ads, and then we can actually go do DPS at the boss. Finally, this is just taking way too long. I was waiting for my nade, by the way. And I forgot to reload my galley. I keep forgetting all the time, my hunter. So I saw the boss there. He was distracted for a little bit. And yes, I am spamming emote. So this will be the great time to spam nades, spam emote, I guess, and spam a lot of galley. So I was trying to find a good angle, by the way. And then we got these annoying major with the void shield in the way. And yeah, we're playing cat and mouse. It's just fantastic. I know, this is so annoying, right? Yeah, I have to, because I really don't want the raiders to sneak up behind and then one-shot me. They kept doing that on my runs over and over at this specific phase. So if I had Will the Horde, I probably would just pop a Will the Horde right now. But since I don't have it, and I don't have Ostia to free aim DPS, I have to play a little slow for this one, and then run away and make sure I don't get stumped by the boss, because he keeps... I don't trust him. He's following me. I sense him. I sense the boss. See? I knew he was following me. Alright. So now I'm gonna go to the opposite direction. And I saw heavy bricks. Honestly, I should have picked that up. You know, I don't think I saw it. I think my head was killing me, right? A lot that I didn't pay attention until later. You can see there. Now I pay attention that I had, well, there was heavy bricks. Oh, once again, I'm gonna be waiting for my dodge over and over again. Yeah, you can see why that this boss fight is so annoying. Whew. Yep, this is fun. I feel like I'm playing Hollow Layer, to be honest. Remember Hollow Layer where you had to be patient, then you had to go to the opposite side, and then he shoots arc, and then you had to go opposite direction. I feel like this is kind of like Hollow Layer, a little bit, not too much. I mean, there's really nothing I can say about this. You just have to keep dodging and going invisible, dodge and go invisible, opposite direction, fire a good angle, use galley, use glaive, use nades. That's basically what you're doing. Oh yeah, and spam emote. You have to spam emote, just see where they are, because if you don't, then they're gonna be buggy and then they'll wind up being behind you, even though there's a radar. Sometimes it betrays you. And then you get one shot. It's just ridiculous. Alright, so I was waiting for my smoke from that part. I was trying to get rid of this captain. I finally found a good angle of that annoying ad, right? Kept going to my little hiding spots and it was getting a little bit irritating. So yeah, this is fun. I really don't like the third phase, especially using galley, and then we have these ads in the way. You see that? Do you see what I mean of radar betraying you? You see that? This is why I don't trust the radar 100%. Sometimes it betrays you. This is one of the reasons. Alright, so I was getting a little impatient over here because I just want to get this done. I have all these ads huddling up. This is gonna take a while. So make sure you use galley. I don't know why I didn't use galley. I think I was just being a little bit overcautious here. I mean, bear with me, guys. I had a migraine headache. I don't think I was thinking 100% at this part. And if I had to redo it, I honestly would just spam Galahorn right now. But I didn't. You know, I was just being very, very careful, very cautious for this run. I can see right now I was being very cautious, and my head was killing me. I wanted to take a nap, to be honest. I think that's what was going on in my mind with this boss fight. Alright, hopefully Blitz will take down the raiders. Oh, we got this guy in the way. Gotta dodge again. And move to the other side. It's just perfect, right? Yeah, they were going all over the place. I was trying to find a good angle, but it just wasn't working out. It was ridiculous. Alright, so hopefully Blitz will spam rockets. Please, spam rockets. Thank you. Thank you. Because that's basically what I would have done if I didn't have a migraine headache. I would just spam rockets. But I think I forgot I had rockets, to be honest. Because right now my head hurts. As I'm doing commentary, my head hurts a little bit. And if I'm trying to think right now, it's just pulsing. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to think too much. So yeah, make sure you spam Gallahorn, by the way. Because I don't know, like I said, bear with me, guys. My head was spinning. You know, going opposite direction over and over with invisibility was just making me want to take a nap. So yeah, it was just taking so long. But yeah, make sure just spam Gallahorn. So you can see here, right? I did spam Gallahorn and you saw that I pulled back. I pulled back because he was about to stomp me. I did not want to be near him. Always stay away from him. He's dangerous. He's evil. Stay away from him for the love of the traveler. Try not to mess with him too much because he is pure evil on Hunter. So I am spamming emote again, by the way. I was trying to see where he is, even though the radar says there. He was hiding behind that pillar over there. Alright, now I see him. It's really hard to see because I remember I was trying to focus of the one more ad and then deal with the boss. So finally all the ads are clear. Yay! Now we can actually do some DPS at the boss. Isn't this fantastic? Great. Perfect. Took forever. Actually, this phase took longer than the other two phases. I think because with the corrupted major and then these raiders were walking, scattering away. So yeah. So now I'm going to be doing DPS at the boss. Yay! Finally, Blitz! So what you can do over here is you can wait for your super and of course spam glaive. So I'll be spamming glaive, galley, everything because I am fed up with this boss. Extremely fed up. So yeah, you can see here. See, this is why Gallahorn is just bad at the boss. I only did around 27k and then he teleports and all the missiles is gone. See? That's why I wasn't using Gallahorn a lot at the boss fight during the two phases. See, there's always a reason why I wasn't using it. Of course, you can use it for this phase because this is the last one. So I'm going to be showing one more time of dealing with the boss, by the way. So you can see here, throw an aid or not, and then just spam glaive, spam. I had a little bad luck there, by the way, because he used his void charge to tether himself, which is extremely annoying. Alright, so I'm gonna do a mini time skip, by the way. Alright, so I was spamming glaive and I kinda messed up my tether, to be honest. So he was moving, right? And now I have to use glaive again. My gosh, this boss is tanky. Even with void super, even spamming glaive, this boss is a nightmare. So yeah, this is totally fun. I'm having the best day of my life right now. Yep, this is fun, guys. This is fun, Blitz. This is fun, Blitz. Always try to go to the opposite mid-range DPS because he's going to make your life hell. Finally, we can defeat this boss. I can't take it anymore. I'm done with this boss, to be honest. He is extremely annoying. So we finished the boss. You can melee him, anything you want, and then we're done. We got platinum. So overall, Galley's okay. Boss fight, a little mix. I would prefer to use a different exotic for next season, to be honest. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!